if we just look at those freeze frames, okay, that was hitting a golf ball at the start of the lesson. That's a practice swing now, working on what we've been discussing by trying to extend and keep that club swishing through, okay?
Yeah.
Heads down a little bit longer, ideally, than we want to, okay? But look at the left arm, as you said. That's the left arm with a big old, I mean, it's more of a circle rather than a triangle. Your arms are like rocking the baby, like all that kind of swing. Whereas this one now is much more in your triangle position, okay? So that was your swing when you started there. Again, good shoulder tilt, which we're just trying to get a nice little lean there with the shoulders, okay? As we swing back. Swing was a little bit shorter, interesting. I think when you do the swing here now, you were going back further. Yeah, you were. So that was your practice swing there, only going back that far,
Does
okay?
it matter? Is that better?
Well, I would like the swing to be basically an exact replica. So if you're only going back this far, your club's going to come down now in a different sort of timing to where it would when the ball's at, you see. So try to make your practice the same with putting. If you're going to try and hit a 40-foot putt, you wouldn't do a practice with sort of this far, would you? Because that's not going to send the ball, unless you're playing at Augusta National or something. It's not going to send the ball 40 feet. Likewise, from a putt of 3 foot, you wouldn't go and make a big, really aggressive swing. So try to.
I twisted more.
That was that. Yeah, and then what you will find is when you're making any change, we've put one thought into it about that club, trying to get that swish of that club and sort of releasing of that club into the golf ball. The second you put one thought into your head, other swing parts, backswing, takeaway, whatever, get affected because you're thinking about doing something specific. You're so conscious of that club coming back down again, you just forget to do the backswing, or other things just don't work as well. But that's a much better backswing, and therefore it's creating more power. However, that releases more power, so actually the ball still went further. So based on the fact, if your club is going here, and we'll call that 100%, my sort of funny writing there, that's 100% your backswing, okay?
Yeah.
Now, if you come down to the golf ball and your arms start bending here, and we lift up, and you end up with a left arm position like so, you have only therefore released, we'll say, 60% of power, okay? Right. So if we say 150 yards is your optimum drive, okay? With that length back, so you could go 150 yards, but you're only releasing 60% of power. It's going to go about 90-ish yards, isn't it? 90 to 100 yards. So you're losing a lot of power. If, however, this length backswing only hits the ball, we'll say 120, but your through the ball movement is giving you 100% of the power you stored, it will go 120, not 110 or 90 or whatever it may be, because you're giving everything of what you've given. So if you can actually increase that backswing to where it was originally, which I think in time will come, and you can release 100% of what you stored, then it will be going further. Does that kind of make sense? That kind of, so you, before you had more power stored, but you were losing a lot because of the impact positions, okay? Yes, you're storing less there, but a better impact, a more efficient impact, which is why people often say at all levels, when I swing it slower, it goes further. You're not swinging it slower. What's happening is the end of the golf club, the way your hands are, is slowing down, and the club doing that's swishing through. If the butt end of the golf club swings faster, the club head swings slower. So more effort with your arms. It feels like you're swinging a heavy golf club. So it feels there's more energy being produced by you as a golfer, but the club head impact is getting a lot less of that. It's coming through slower because your arms are trying to lift a heavy club, okay? Now if we actually look at the swing when the ball was there, okay, you re-teed it, okay? Got the spine angle in there nicely there with your shoulders, that's great. Top of your backswing, so how far you go back. Yeah, still quite short again relative to where you were. The club was sort of down here where the club is above your head. So
thinking about that.
Well, but it's just interesting how things change. Then when you come back to the golf ball, I would say that left arm you can see now sort of pulling away as you hit it.
It's still bending, isn't it?
Still bending. See, so when the ball's there, you're going to default back into your old habits. It's making sort of practice. So when your hands get to here, your hands get to a great position there. It's now hitting the golf ball with this angle in the right wrist, basically straightening up. But what you do is you pull it with this left elbow. So when you get to about here impact, you go, ugh. And again, when you put yourself in that awkward position, there was no power at all, was there? When the bag was there, boom, and you're giving that ball a slap with the hands. As you come in to swing the club back to the top of the backswing, okay? As you come back down to impact to my left hand to your left elbow, now your hands from here, this sort of set wrist there, is going to straighten. What you do is you do this, and you pull your elbow through.
I don't straighten properly.
You don't exactly, Your arms tend to pull through. What we've got to try and do is let your arms sort of relax, almost like almost like a casting. Imagine casting a fishing rod. You'd go and straighten your arms and unhinge your wrists. What you're doing is this. And just wouldn't go anywhere, okay? Which is why you're losing power, okay? So it's all to do with that sort of that impact position and the feeling of the club into the impact position when we come back to the golf ball. Now you can practice with those impact bags. You can buy them online. Probably make one, to be fair. I mean,
Yeah.
that's like that's a bought one anyway. But I mean,
Yeah.
the material's kind of like a sort of sleeping bag.
Yeah, yeah.
And anyone that can sew, get a
Yeah.
sleeping bag, stick it with
Yeah.
duvet bedding, anything. I
Yeah.
knew one guy got a load of beddings wrapped up with duct tape.
Yeah, yeah.
Something soft you can whack, basically. That's all you
Yeah.
need. But get that thing, and only swing the club kind of this far, sort of a small distance with your arms, but you can see your elbow there lifting and pulling
Yeah.
through. When the ball was there with no ball, okay, you can see your movement there now. If you go back to Impro, right there again. There, that elbow's a lot more down. So the
It's
more you
still
practice, it's still a little bit, yeah,
yeah.
exactly. So it's probably going through 25% too much, whereas before it's going through 50% too much, okay? But that kind of slap with that club at the bottom, that's going to be the
So
thing to
I've
focus
got to
on.
bend my wrists. haven't
Well,
I?
you hinge your wrist anyway, yeah. As you come back to here, it's allowing this arm to stop. So as you have your wrist relax, as your wrist here now, it's that move there, that sort of movement there. You see, as you come in. What you do is you get here, and then this arm does that. So this then goes slow. You see,
Yeah.
if this pulls away, there's no speed there at all.
No.
The club end's got nothing.
No.
When you did that drill with the bag and you were kind of up with this awkward position here, then you can't get any speed at all, can you? That's it. Just getting that kind of that sort of swish with the club. Another good drill to swing a golf club just upside down. Have a club upside down like so.
Yeah.
And just go, and just try and just feel that sound. If you go,
That's right.
there's nothing.
You,
Okay.
you hear sometimes.
Yeah,
don't you?
yeah, exactly. That's club head speed. You see, yeah. So does that make sense?
Yeah.
Excellent, good stuff.